So today's lesson is on business finance. There's two things I'd like you to do. The first one is I'd like you to read the chapter that I have attached. It's only about 5.5 pages long. You don't need to worry about the last page with the discussion themes. Just read it and do more than skim read it, because you need to sort of understand it somewhat in order to do the second task. You might want to print it out and highlight certain parts that you think are relevant, or annotate certain things. If you can't do that, if you haven't got access to a printer, then I can get the notes printed out for you when we return to school. But you need to read this, your first task. So it talks about lots of different types of finance, different ways that businesses can get money. And then the next task is going to be checking your understanding of that. So I have made a PowerPoint, and on this PowerPoint I've got 11 different slides just mentioning a different way of business getting money. So different sources of finance. So for instance, hire purchase, trade credit, bank loan, reinvested profits, all these different things. First 11 slides are those. And if you've read the notes, you'll hopefully understand what these mean. To check you understand what they mean, I've come up with 11 different real life scenarios where people are getting finance for their company, and you need to match them. So for instance, if we look at this first one, Jason uses the money he made from selling wheat to buy a combine harvester. So that's a real life scenario of somebody getting finance for their business from selling wheat, and they've used it to buy a combine harvester. So you've got to figure out, well, what source of finance is that, and then match it up. So let's imagine you thought that was owner's capital. You would just move the slide so that it was next to owner's capital. So then it goes owner's capital, and then what you think owner's capital is. Thought it was share issue or new partner, then you move it to go just after that one. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to go through all of the different options and match them up. So you will have at the end of it, instead of 11 sources of finance and 11 descriptions, you'll have just alternating source of finance and a description and an example of that. Once you have finished that, I want you to save the PowerPoint and upload it to Microsoft Teams. And that way I will hopefully know that you've understood the topic. If everyone's getting it right, then we can just move straight on to the next topic when we get back to school. If you're going to get it wrong, I might give you some feedback, some pointers, or we might spend a bit more time on it in school. Okay, if there's any problems, just ask me in chat, but otherwise I'm expecting you to do two things: read the notes and rearrange this PowerPoint so that you match everything up, and then upload it for me. Okay, that's it for today.